to What's Cooking New Ulm. I'm Rebecca Fliszar, the dietitian with the Heart's Beat Back, Heart of New Ulm Project, working to reduce and eventually eliminate heart attacks in the 56073 zip code. Well, today we're on location at Holiday Inn Otto's restaurant, and we have Chef Matt Anderson with us today. Thanks for having us out here. This is a great kitchen.
And thanks for coming.
Yes. Well, we are here today because Otto's has achieved our gold level in the FoodWorks restaurant program, and we've made some really great changes. Let's take a minute to find out about Matt and the changes you've made. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your history and how you ended up here at Otto's.
Well, Rebecca, I'm coming to Otto's from Mankato. I worked at a couple of restaurants there, ran a few kitchens. The general manager was looking to make a small change in the way that the operation is going here, so we just put together a new theme. It's a supper club.
Okay.
We run it on Friday and Saturday nights. For the city of New Ulm, we're trying to do some local stuff, you know, fresh cut steaks, produce from the area, pork from the area, stuff like that.
Great. Now, do you have a lunch menu as well, or are you only Friday and Saturday nights?
We do lunch on the weekends, just on Saturday and Sundays.
Okay, that sounds great. So, you know, Matt, you come with some really great experience. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your cooking experience?
My cooking experience? Well, I've always had a passion for cooking, loved it. Worked in a few restaurants and decided to go to culinary school. I went to school in the Twin Cities at the Art Institute. From there, I just tried to work in as many good restaurants in the Twin Cities as I could and build myself up to.
Great. Well, you know, that's a wonderful asset for New Ulm, too. We have very few actual chefs, so we're glad that you're here. Now, it looks like you have a wonderful recipe for us today. Now, is this something that we can actually get here at the restaurant?
This is our stuffed portobello mushroom entree.
Okay. All right. Well, tell us about your ingredients and how we're going to put this together.
All right. So for the portobello mushroom, we have nice big portobellos that we will be putting together today. I will serve that on the side with fresh vegetables. We'll have a zucchini and broccoli vegetable side dish, and we'll serve that with wild rice pilaf.
Great, good. Now, you know, we are always looking for these fresh vegetables that are coming up in our garden, so this is something that you're definitely going to want to get at this peak season. Is this served all year round?
This is served all year round.
Oh, great. Yes. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start with our preparation.
All right, so to start here, we will start with our rice. This is just a store-bought rice blend. Mix it with water according to the package.
All right, so it looks like we're using a brown and a wild rice
and
mix
a wild
here.
Rice today.
Yeah, this looks good.
And this is easily done in the oven.
Okay.
Just follow the package directions and it should turn out just about perfectly.
Okay, so that's something that we don't see all the time. Just pop your rice right into the oven. Normally we see this prepared on stovetop, so a little bit of a change for us.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And with the rice, you can season it any way you want. I just went low sodium with our dish today.
Good.
Next, we'll hop into the vegetable preparation of this.
Okay.
Today, we will be using zucchini, summer squash, and red onion here.
Great. Great. Now, while you're cutting these up, Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about the changes you've made to your menu and some of the other restaurant changes that you have going on with the Heart of New Ulm project?
So, for the menu, the supper club is pretty exciting. We do all hand-cut steaks for the weekends. We do prime rib. We also have our award-winning ribs that we've done. A few new additions to the menu would be this that we're doing right now.
Okay.
We also just started a new breakfast menu that just came out, so that's pretty exciting. We got about 8 to 10 new items on there.
Okay. Now, I know that when Matt and I went through his menu, he has some really great broiled cod and some other very heart-healthy items. We've also gone to changing things like whole wheat breads are available. What else have we worked on?
We also have smaller size portions.
That's
where
right.
You can get a half size of most of our entrees.
Right, and all of your entrees do come with a salad so that you can be sure that you're going to follow those heart-healthy principles as well. Mm-hmm. So those are all great and definitely making a big impact in our community, so we appreciate that.
And so just a little bit of red onion, not too much, just enough to kind of give it some flavor.
Okay. As we say with all of our ingredients, if this is something that you enjoy, the red onions, feel free to add extra. If it's not something you've incorporated into your diet before but would like to try, start off with small portions. But they are a great source of a lot of our antioxidants as well as this broccoli. Remember, broccoli is a source of calcium as well, so something we want to keep into our diet. As a reminder, following the Mediterranean diet, we want to make sure we're getting at least 7 to 9 servings of these fruits and vegetables. So a nice dish like this is a great way to get started.
Mm-hmm. Today, we're just using a little bit of olive oil, just kind of get it started, not too much. tiny bit of salt, and a tiny bit of pepper. And I like garlic, so
Great.
I put garlic in
Yep.
just about everything.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Again, this can go right into the oven, so there's no need to fry anything.
Perfect. You know, oftentimes I'm asked, what is the difference between a regular olive oil and a virgin or an extra virgin? Remember, your virgin olive oil is on your first pressing. That's going to have your strongest olive flavor, and it actually is a little bit higher in antioxidants. So if that's something that you are looking for in your diet, it is worth the extra investment. Olive oil is still a great source of our unsaturated, mono, and polyunsaturated fats, so incorporate that in your diet as often as possible. All right, so where are we at?
Next, we're going to move to the mushroom. So for cleaning portobello mushrooms, we want to take the ribs out of them.
All right, now
So
you're going to have to walk us through this slowly.
What we do here is take the stem off of the mushroom,
Okay.
discard it, cut away the outside very carefully, revealing the inside.
Yeah, they seem a bit intimidating when you're looking at these at the store. I don't think a lot of people use them because we don't know how to do exactly this. Yeah.
And they are pretty easy. It's just taking your time and making sure that you just evenly remove these ribs out of here. These can cause a safety hazard. There's pathogens and things that grow in here that could not be good for you. So just taking time to remove them.
And I know we had a quick discussion about morel mushrooms too. Are there other ways to use those in your cooking? Have you been able to use the local morels?
Unfortunately, I haven't this year, but in the past, yes.
Good.
And morels are absolutely delicious.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have those. So again, a great source of exercise. Get out and look for those morels. They're great for cooking and have lots of nutrients.
And then again, once you have your mushroom all prepped up, just go ahead and put a small amount of oil on there and right into the oven. Now your rice would take about half hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in that area.
Okay.
The mushroom and the vegetable will take about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, while these are baking off, why don't we go ahead and check in with Holly and see what's new in Fit in 5.
Welcome to Fit in 5. Today we have with us Gerald, Jerry, and Tasha, and they're from the Brown County Humane Society. And they're here to talk to us today about how pets can help keep us heart healthy. You know, being heart healthy doesn't just incorporate the mind, but the body, but it also incorporates the mind. And pets are a great benefit to heart health. Welcome. Thank you all for being here today. Gerald, tell us a little bit about the health benefits of having a dog in the home.
Well, there's quite a few benefits. First of all, as far as walking a dog, one of the real benefits is that you're not just walking the dog, you're also walking yourself. And that makes a big difference in people's lives. We have found that some folks just don't have the motivation to get out and walk. I have a friend that had some heart issues, and he was told by his doctor that he needed to get out and walk and exercise, and he really wasn't doing that. He got a dog, and now he's very thankful because he goes out every day and walks the dog. But dogs just bring a lot of benefit, and in fact, pet ownership brings a lot of just psychological benefit. I know that when I walk dogs for the Humane Society, and we walk along the bike path, you very often run into people, and they're always interested in the dog. They think it's a cute little animal, and so it starts up a conversation. And that really helps, you know, as far as social connections and so on. There's also been a number of studies that have shown that especially people who live alone and elderly, like for example, I'm just a year away from from getting Medicare myself, so I'm probably in that category, that having a dog can reduce the stress level. Their unconditional love. If you come home and there they are, you're not coming home to an empty house, you're coming home to a live animal that's happy to see you. And it just, you know, it just helps your frame of mind, adds to your self-esteem. And I know there's been some studies that show that owning a pet can actually reduce cholesterol, and stroking a pet and petting it.
Absolutely. Great stress reducers. You're definitely not going to miss your walk, or your dog is probably not going to let you miss your walk. In some instances, you know, they really want to get out there. So, Jerry, now, I think most of us think when we walk a dog that it's just this simple task of putting on a leash and heading on out. At least I know that's what I thought. And then what happened in my case is the dog wound up walking me more than I wound up walking the dog. So they do actually need to learn to walk on a leash, correct?
That is true. And actually, you need to start well in advance of the time that you actually pull the leash out. Most dogs are like me, they will work for food. And so it's helpful to go ahead and start shaping the dog's behavior with teaching him basic commands, and so that he will come, sit, down, position. And then at that point, you're probably ready to start taking him outside. And keep in mind that probably the high point of his day is going to be getting on the end of the leash and going for a walk with you. Consequently, he's going to be a little bit excited, especially he sees the leash come out. He knows the good stuff is coming. And so I found it helpful to move away from the door and put on my authoritative voice and get in control of his behavior. Have him sit, and then go ahead and put the leash on. At the shelter, we use a head harness for most of the dogs. Many of them that come in have been strays and are unfamiliar with, just haven't been taught proper leash behavior. And so we use what's called a gentle leader. Another brand is a Halti. They're available through pet stores. I know the local farm supply store out here has them, veterinarians' offices, and it's really simple to use. Just put the dog's nose through, come with the straps up behind, and buckle it behind the ears, and attach the leash to the end of the loop, and you're good to go. If a dog does pull, the leash, the harness is going to pull his head down and to the side. They don't like that, so they stop pulling. That means that both you and the animal can have a leisurely stroll.
So if I have a dog that I've tried to walk repeatedly on just a regular leash and collar, that one might be a really good thing to start using if they just aren't getting the idea of not pulling me along.
Absolutely. And this is also served in the stead of a chain link collar, because those really are choker collars. And this is a humane way to maintain control of the animal and to, as I say, enjoy a stroll together.
So what do you do if I'm going to take my dog out and he starts to pull me right along? What's a good technique? What do you do? Do you just stop and call them back, or how would you handle that?
Do I have the gentle leader on or not?
So that will make a lot of difference, basically.
It will, and that's probably not going to happen if you've got the proper equipment along with you. But always, you have much better control if you have a short leash than a long leash. And so shorten the leash and have the animal sit, and then just stand and wait for him to calm, and then you can proceed.
Great. Well, we also have Effie here today, and he's been a big help. He's our Humane Society Pet of the Week, so we're happy to have him out here today too. So thank you all very much for talking about the benefits, how our pets keep us healthy, about how to walk a dog, for bringing the dog, and hopefully these tips will help you have an enjoyable walk with your pet. For Fit in 5, I'm Holly. This is Gerald, Jerry, and Tasha. Have a great day.
Thanks, Holly. Those are some great tips. Make sure you follow along with Holly and her Fit in 5. If there's something that you've missed, go ahead and check us out on our website on www.heartsbeatback.org. All right, Matt, let's see what we have next.
All right, now we are on to the stuffing for the mushroom. So what we're using here is a ½ pound of fat-free cream cheese.
Okay.
Put that right into our food processor. So we'll get that going here, mix that so it just starts to get going and moving around our food processor a little bit.
You know, we have found too that by using a fat-free and something like this in a mixed dish, you really you can't tell the difference. So it's a great opportunity to reduce your cholesterol, reduce your overall saturated fat intake, and still enjoy your meal. So great.
Next, we're going with some green onions or scallions.
All right.
We'll go with about 4 of these. Just give them a nice rough chop. They're going to go right into the food processor.
So what are we looking for here, Matt? How high do we want to go on these green onions? What is it that tells you where to cut?
Now, for something like this, I just take the root off.
Okay.
It's, pretty fibrous. Everything else I use in a dish like this where we're going to mix it all into the cream cheese. Just go ahead and put everything in there.
Okay, great.
Make a nice mix.
It cuts down on waste, too. That's a great use of that vegetable.
It does. So then we give this a good couple of seconds in the Robocoup. The cheeses just start to combine, moving everything together. After that, we have about a cup of provolone cheese, shredded.
Now remember, following the Mediterranean diet, we do limit our cheese intake, but this is a great source of protein in this dish. With the other vegetables and the fat-free cream cheese, it does still fall within our principles of a heart healthy item. So do limit your cheese in your intake, but you don't have to cut it out of your diet completely.
All right, we got everything mixed together good here. We'll just season it with a bit of black pepper, about a half a teaspoon, and just a pinch of salt. We don't want to get too much in there. The cheese has enough salt to kind of flavor the dish.
That's right. If you are watching your blood pressure, have any issues with fluid retention, following a low sodium diet, you can omit that extra salt in this dish. It does get covered through the cheese, and it is a great way to save on your overall sodium for the day.
And the way that we bind this all together is about 3 tablespoons of cracker meal. If you don't have cracker meal, breadcrumbs are just fine.
Okay. And that is a modification from your original recipe. So to make it a little bit heart healthier, we've taken the egg out of this recipe and gone with the breadcrumbs. And has it been pretty well received that way?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Great.
And it doesn't take away from the richness,
Good.
which you kind of think.
That's good. So you can see this is a little bit different than something that we would normally make, but it's quick and easy for you to come and order them up here at the restaurant. So, with the changeover to the dinner club or the supper club, this is a great opportunity to get out, try new foods, and remain heart healthy.
All right, and now what we'll do is we have our portobello mushrooms that we had roasted earlier.
Oh yeah, they look good. So what are we looking for when we're baking these? What's the key to take these out at the right time?
Now, they'll take about 10 or 15 minutes. What you want to do is wait till the liquid inside releases outside, and you'll get a nice moist look on the top.
Okay. And you want to get those out before they get too soggy, though, right?
Yes,
just when it starts to come out, huh?
Correct.
Okay.
And then just spoon a little bit on top of both of our mushrooms here.
Great. It's a nice color, too.
It is. It's nice. It's good for springtime.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right. Then these will go right back into the oven for about another 15 to 18 minutes.
All right.
All right.
That looks great. And so we've already baked off some of these mushrooms, so Matt's going to go ahead and pull those out so we can see what that finished product is going to look like.
We will get everything put together here. So we want just a nice brown on them.
The great thing about these is they're going to be quite filling. So even though they may be considered appetizers, this is going to be a beautiful meal as well. If you're looking to reduce your portion sizes, cut back on calories, and incorporate extra vegetables into your diet, this is going to be a great choice.
All right, so our rice is nice.
Yeah, that came out great. And that was a little bit easier than having to watch a boiling pot as well. It was very nice. What kind of herbs would you recommend adding into this if you were to add a little kick to this?
Add a little kick. I prefer thyme. That is always my favorite of the savory herbs. Rosemary would be a very nice one as well.
Okay, great.
Right. Just need a spatula here.
The Heart of New Ulm continues to work on our Community Health Challenge. Be sure to visit our website for different ideas of activities and events and ways to become involved in our community. Remember, all of the recipes that you see on the cooking show, as well as our partnership with Eating Well, can be found on there as well. So be sure to stay up to date with our activities, our recipes, and our screenings that are currently being held as well. Got an extra serving of vegetables here too, Matt. This looks great. You can see this is a nice, complete meal, and we're going to really enjoy this, and it has wonderful color, so perfect. And this is going to be something that's available here at the Supper Club on Friday and Saturday nights, as well as for lunch, you said?
Yeah, dinner.
Dinner and?
Yes, and we
okay.
run that all week long.
Okay. Oh, okay, great. So you can come and get that at any time. Well, that's it. This is a great recipe, and we want to thank Holiday Inn and Otto's for going up to our gold level in our Food Works restaurant program. So look for this partnership. Come out and enjoy a heart-healthy meal. That's it for this week's episode of What's Cooking, New Ulm. I'm Rebecca Fliszar.
Thank you.